All right, y'all. So last night we did actually end up getting some information. So guess what, chat? I was right, even though it wasn't the information we thought we would see. This is going to be a very important thing to talk about here. The treasure item Memorial Dragonstone as a gift is going to be given in the new campaign starting of September. This makes a lot of sense. I did say this in previous videos where people were asking about where the Memorial Dragonstone was, because usually that would be given during the Worldwide Celebration, which was basically moved up to be Global Anniversary, Global Dokkan Campaign. And I think it makes sense that they waited to do the Memorial Dragonstone for this celebration in September, just to go ahead and match the year time frame, because if they moved the Memorial Dragonstone up, then what would happen is we would essentially lose 2 months of the count, right? Because then the count would have actually ended in June. It would have ended like around June 22nd or maybe like June 30th or something, ahead, like a week ahead of the Global Dokkan campaign, right? And we would have lost 2 months of stones because then the next year's count would have ended on the same day next year, right? But they are keeping the Memorial Dragonstone, which is one Dragonstone that you get for every 50 stones used, which you're able to use to summon on a banner, or you could potentially like straight up buy some of these older characters in the game. This is really cool, right? But with this in mind, people have started talking about Tanabata / the new September campaign. We don't know what the campaign is going to be called, but this is essentially what the Tanabata campaign or the thank you celebration called in Global was in the past, where in the same spot where Global Dokkan campaign was this year was a Dokkan Festival LR with a Carnival LR in the second half of the month. So that is basically what we should be getting in September then. And based off of the cutoff time, that is telling me that indeed at the beginning of September, we should be getting the global, like the release for the Dokkan Festival LR. I mean, we know that the fan meetup is on the 6th. So would the LR already be out at this point? Who knows? I can't really say for sure. But yeah, again, we're on the topic with Tanabata upcoming Dokkan releases. And I just want to talk a little bit about something I've been thinking about for a while. And I did actually mention this yesterday on stream, which is why I'm making a video for this, just because it is something I do want to just put out there, right? You know, the idea that as much as we all want Diamond, at least, you know, a lot of people want Diamond in the game at this point in some way or fashion. Bare minimum adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but you know, mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku would be really cool as well. Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta, like there's a few characters, you know, that people really want in game, but Diamond as a whole has not been a thing. It kind of just feels like this year didn't account for Daima. We know almost a Daima. We know Dokkan plans ahead so far away. And I could see like these filler celebration months, like for example, what happened with Daima Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta be pushed back, but it might be difficult to assume that these large scale celebrations like the Global Dokkan campaign this year or even Tanabata will have been essentially moved around just to accommodate Daima. And I think that's most likely what happened there. It is a theory, of course, but it would make a lot of sense because of how much they put into these major celebrations ahead of time, where maybe they're like, okay, we're already working on this stuff, but the 11th anniversary, instead, you know, we haven't like fully brought the details down to it. Let's go ahead and make Daima a major part of the 11th anniversary, for example. Could be a very big thing. Maybe New Year's could also be Daima, right? What if it's like New Year's, Daima's mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Goma, and then anniversary is adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Like that could be a thing. So when it comes to this, I want to point out Movies has a pretty good shot at being Tanabata or an upcoming large celebration. And I did make this whole chart, which is very funny. Again, I did say in this tweet, and I made a thread here to kind of compile my thoughts so that we can kind of take a look at each of these points I make here. I think just a little easier rather than having like 50 tabs open. I do wonder about the possibility of seeing one of these upcoming large celebrations centered around movies. Again, tons of movies EZAs have been starting to build up over the past few months, and this is the chart Misaka made quite a while ago, right? Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is just sitting there. I mean, he could easy this celebration, but maybe they really do want to save this guy for a movie Heroes Goku. You know, Tapion Minosha, another movie's EZA that they're just kind of sitting on. Goku and Piccolo, we saw they updated them last year. Like their super attack scripts didn't get an EZA for this character. Putting my hands up in the air, they're just kind of sitting there waiting. You know, we go next. Obviously, we have Future Saga stuff here. I could see like a Future Saga celebration in the near future. There's Maj and Vegeta here, Raditz and this Goku Piccolo. I think we could see like some sort of Saiyan Saga Dokkan Fest for these characters get an EZA. Then we go all the way here, man. Resurrection F. Cooler Movie 1, Cooler Movie 2, Superhero. So many movies EZAs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 movie EZAs right here, which is quite a lot. And that's not even considering like sub EZAs, because there's a lot of sub EZA movie characters that just have not been touched. And maybe that's something I should have brought up already, but we could literally take a look back here into movie heroes at sub EZAs that are available. I mean, a lot of the older characters in the game that have not received a sub EZA are some of these movie characters, such as this Super Saiyan Gohan right here. And then these two are pretty old at this point that have not received like their sub EZAs. You can even bring up the Super Saiyan Trunks right here, but again, two of the older LRs, they're just holding on to this EZA right here, man. But this guy as an EZA, these two are movie heroes EZAs, right? You know, I think, you know, holding on to these characters is really interesting. Then we look at movie bosses. I think there's also a couple of options of characters that they've been holding on to. Turles, AGL Bojack, Physical Lord Slug. There's the Physical Legendary Super Saiyan Broly Super EZA upcoming. There's the Tech Golden Frieza Super EZA upcoming. There's just so many of these options for characters. I mean, eventually we'll be getting to Super Janemba, Physical Cooler, S Tier Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and then of course we already know about the main EZA characters, such as the Cooler Movie Goku, the Cooler Movie Cooler, of course, like the second half of Metal Cooler, Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Again, like people are thinking like, you know, even people are thinking Global Dokkan Campaign could have been like Namek Resurrection F because all these EZAs were online, but when you really look at it, like a big celebration that's centered around movies, or at least like one or two, makes a lot of sense. Like we can get a movie celebration, we can get a Cooler Frieza celebration or something like that, we can get a superhero celebration, or it could be just like one big, like I could even, there's so many EZAs, it could be split into two celebrations. It could be a thing like, I don't know, just Dragon Ball Z movies, and then it's like these three, and then they take like a good chunk of these characters, and then like anniversaries like superhero or something. Like there's a lot of options that they could do, but the point is that they're just holding on to these movies EZAs. Like you could tell, I mean, we got a bunch of the Future Saga EZAs, anniversary EZAs happened, Cell Saga had its April celebration, we got Yamcha during Earthbred Fighters, DB Saga got its Path to Power Kid Goku EZA, like Boo Saga, Tournament of Power, a lot of these like characters that are being picked around. And you know, that's where you start to piece things together. They save these EZAs to match with these celebrations. So again, I did blot out some of the kind of characters here that didn't really fit the movies. Like this is Tech Bardock, this is Carnival Super Saiyan Goku, Tech Pan, I forgot who this is right here actually at the top of my head, but like they're this is the Golden Week Super Saiyan Goku and Gohan, right? I mean, even if they do like a Bojack Gohan, like they could easy that Goku and Gohan. That could be a thing, even though they're not movie heroes, but you guys kind of get the point there. And again, I talked about this, but when it comes to movies, we haven't had really many new characters added in the past 2 years. And I do have the categories brought up here, but I looked at the JP categories because I think it's a little easier to kind of tell as a JP player. Like, we take a look, you know, during the 8th anniversary year, we had a decent amount of movie characters throughout the year spread out. And then 9th anniversary, we had, I think, a lot of movies here with Gogeta, Broly, Gohan, Gammas, right? And then, of course, we got Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. We got this family Kamehameha Gohan. Like, a lot of movie stuff happened in these 2 years. But then after the Broly Worldwide, it really slowed down. And it's been about a year you know, since we have like a movie celebration, if that makes sense. Even for villains, Lord Slug came out in October, and we haven't really gotten like movie bosses stuff. Pretty much very little of it. And Slug, you could argue, is more so like, you know, you could put him on movie bosses, but this guy is more like demonic power. This character is more like Fuse Fighters, if anything. Like the movie heroes team and this movie bosses team, like regardless, they've only gotten one premium unit each post the Broly Worldwide Celebration. And again, we're about to reach a year since then. Like I say a year, but like, I mean, yeah, pretty much a year, because we're 2 weeks away essentially from like when those characters came out. Like we take a look here at the Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. They came out August 27th. We are literally 2 weeks away from that. So yeah, that's kind of the point I'm making here. And I think that movies is an interesting, oh, we'll talk about that later. Movies is an interesting kind of topic, because there's actually a lot of stuff for the movies that still needs to be properly represented just in general. Like we go through the movies, Garlic Jr. still needs like a character. I think, you know, the Garlic Jr. movie in general could get some extra representation in the future. The Wheelo movie, we got the Wheelo LR, who had pretty good animations. We could use like a Goku, Krillin, and Roshi for that movie, I guess. Next was, I believe, the Turles movie. I think Turles actually is one of the better represented characters in the game for movie villains, which is very funny. We had Lord Slug, I think, get his Dokkan Fest, right? And a bunch of these like kind of movie characters. From there, we start getting into like post Super Saiyan, such as the Cooler movies, the Broly movies, and then, you know, even Buu Saga kind of era movies where we had even the Bio Broly movie, but the Gogeta Fusion Reborn movie, and then we get to Battle of Gods and all the super stuff. I mean, I think Battle of Gods has also been quite well represented, but I think the, like, for major releases, right, where it's like, you know, they're gonna want the big sellers, I feel like one part of movies, like just in general, that hasn't been really well represented is the pre-Gogeta section of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like, you really think about that, and I mean, let's take a look here. Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Sorry, I'm trying to search it up. I'm kind of stupid. Super Saiyan God Vegeta. It's this guy. That's the only God Vegeta we have. We have this character. But again, I talked about this on the stream. It's like, these animations are nice, for sure. Like the 12 key and the 18 key, they look very saucy. They have a lot of really good shots with them, right? But I'm not gonna say like these are the craziest animations ever. Again, they have good shots here, but a lot of it is Goku and Vegeta kind of doing their own things together. This is also a pretty good shot specifically. Then we have the Big Bang Attack shot as well. I think it looks pretty good. But in terms of like modern Dokkan animations and how things look nowadays, I think like the animations could look a lot better, especially the transformation. I'll show the transformation here. Like, again, this shot looks nice, but we could definitely get another angle of this shot. Like, again, I think I showed this. Like, look how this looks compared to this. It looks very good. It's a very, very well representation of how this looks like, but they could definitely like make it updated in terms of how Dokkan animations do look. And at least nowadays, like, I can see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active, right? And then this transformation for Blue Goku, I think could very easily be redone. Like, there's so much I feel like that's missing from that Blue Goku transformation, and like this shot's kind of like, you know, it's fine, but you could tell it's like still older Dokkan to an extent. Look at like this animation. Imagine this like in game as like either an intro or just an actual transformation. That's going to be sick. And, you know, we take a look at Super Saiyan God Goku specifically. On top of that, like, you know, ignore God Vegeta too. Even God Goku, we only have that one God Goku from the fight. This guy. We don't even have Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the Broly movie. Super Saiyan God SS Goku? Nope. We don't have him from the Broly movie at all. He doesn't exist in game except for this guy. The coat. You know what's really funny? He actually never goes blue with the coat on. I find that very hilarious, actually. this is the only representation of Blue Goku we have in Dragon Ball Super Broly. And you know, I think Blue Goku this year, we've gotten a few of them, right? We had Blue Cow Kentek Goku, we had God Goku and Hits EZA, Super EZA for this guy. I mean, Blue Goku's in here. Then we had the Blue Goku and Vegeta. But it is a completely true statement that God / Blue Goku from Dragon Ball Super Broly has not really been given that much love. Like, again, this is the best animation we have for the God bind right here into like the little like Rasengan that he does, right? This could look way better. Like, this is a 2018 animation, right? Obviously it looks fine, but I mean, imagine this in new animations, man. Imagine it more matching how the movie looks too. I think Dragon Ball Super Broly pre-Gogeta, like, we've gotten a lot of Dragon Ball Super Broly stuff. But even Wrathful Broly, we only have the one. Like, it's even, like, worse for Wrathful Broly, because we only have the one. That's it. This is it. Every other Broly has been Super Saiyan or Full Power Broly, right? We barely got our Full Power Broly during the 9th anniversary, like a new one. This guy has got nothing. Like, imagine like a celebration. Again, maybe it's either Blue Goku or like it's either like Super Saiyan Vegeta into God Vegeta, or I think what would probably sell better is a God Goku into Blue Goku transformation character, and then we get Wrathful Broly as a part 2 LR. I think, okay, we could talk about him later, right? I brought him up earlier. That would be sick. Again, there's so many animations of parts of the fight from Blue Goku from his fight against Broly that's literally not represented. There's the whole section where Broly's doing like his AoE ki blast, right? And Goku's like kind of knocking them away. That could be like a nullification. Vegeta, again, from his fight against Broly, Super Saiyan Vegeta has like nothing as well. Like, so much of this movie is still not in game, which is kind of insane. Even like Superhero, I think, has better representation than Dragon Ball Super Broly overall. Like, again, we take a look at the Gammas. We have Gamma. We have, I think, again, we take a look at Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. This is from the original fights. This is from his fight against Gohan. This is from his original fight against Piccolo. These guys have animations from that are kind of just like Dokkan original animations, but they still have animations kind of taken from some of these fights here. Like, again, this victory combo has some animations from the Cell Max fight specifically. Then we take a look here at the Itingi super attack. Again, I think these are more animations from the Cell Max fight as well. It's like when they're both going to go against Cell Max. This is obviously, you know, Gamma 2's final finisher. Then, you know, Orange Piccolo, I think, is the only other character from Superhero that hasn't been really truly represented. We can still get Cell Max, but we got Ultimate Gohan, we got Beast Gohan, right? I think we have a good chunk of characters from each part of the movie. Even like, you know, Power Awakening Piccolo. But we have nothing from like the first part of the movie from this movie at all. Like, we only have Gogeta versus Broly, pretty much. So, at least, you know, in modern Dokkan animations. And that's, of course, because Superhero came out so much later than Dragon Ball Super Broly in the lifespan of the game. That's obviously going to be a thing. But I think it's just an interesting point to make where it's like, okay, I think people wouldn't like it at first. Like, if it's like another Blue Goku or even like a God Vegeta. But I think it would be pretty sick, honestly. Even if it's like not Daima, this would be a really good choice. Especially because Wrathful Broly is super bosses. Like, he won't link well with Goku Black and Omatsu, but like make him like a slot 1 mega tank character. I think that makes sense for this Wrathful Broly because he kind of just keeps coming back and keeps getting stronger. I think he could be a pretty good fit, even if he, you know, he probably won't have big bad bosses, but they could at least, you know, he'll have Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, like the basics. Unfortunately, he won't get any of these other links. But they could give him, like, honestly, links could be offset by, you know, firstly, this character will be able to get a lot of his links from, like, his floater characters, like the Rose clones, for example, maybe. But then, you know, even the Rose clones kind of are built around the fact that you don't need, like, the entire team doesn't have to be Future Saga. Just at least, you know, I would say 5 characters need to be Future Saga based on the clones restrictions, right? You could always throw in an extra character or two in here, like a Barath or Broly. Just anything to help that team, I think would be really good too. Yeah. So, and these guys, of course, would actually fit pretty decently well into some of the teams existing, and maybe one of them could they could lead like Realm of Gods or even Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Get a lot of these other characters on those teams. Let's take a look here again. Another movie that okay, why does it keep? I hate Twitter, dude. It's like spoiling the video. Oh my god, stop it. Another one I was talking about is the BoJack movie. Neither Gohan or BoJack have had a new character since 2020 from this movie. Like again, we take a look at Gohan, or I think it would be Gohan Youth, if I can actually do that. The last Gohan we had from this movie is the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I mean, it is kind of the only one that's a premium character. This is the only ever BoJack movie we gone that's like an LR or Dokkan Fest, and he doesn't even have a Dokkan event. So, I think it's very interesting that this guy has not been represented in general in this game, like besides this LR, which again, the animations, they're 2020 animations. At the end of the day, will they look bad? No. Like, I think for its time, it looked really, really nice. I mean, there's good shots here, but like compared to nowadays, it doesn't hold a candle to so many of these nowadays animations. Imagine this like as a brand new Dokkan Fest LR, how good it could look, how good the OST could be. Oh my goodness. I just thinking about it would be really crazy. It could even be a Super Saiyan Gohan that transforms into Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Because like Super Saiyan Gohan Youth, do we have anyone? No. There's no Super Saiyan Gohan Youth that's good right now. So I mean, this would be a really good choice right now. And again, they could even get this guy an Extreme Z Awakening. He's not movie heroes, but you know, they could maybe even remove the movie heroes restriction from this guy and just make it a Goku. And then easy this guy during the celebration as well, even though it would be like a movie celebration, like this could happen. I mean, it would make sense if they're saving this guy and this guy for like a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and then we get a bunch of other movies, kind of easy A's. Like again, I brought up the image, but we can get like Tapiana Minosha. I think we can get even some of the Resurrection F characters, maybe even some of the cooler characters. Superhero, maybe like Ultimate Gohan could also be a potential option, right? And then we take a look at BoJack here. The last BoJack we got was 2020 BoJack. I think BoJack is another like movie villains that could get a lot of representation, because again, we take a look at like, let's think of all the other movie villains. I think Garlic Jr. is a character that hasn't gotten one. Even he's gotten a character after BoJack did. He got a character in, because BoJack came out in 2020. I think Garlic Jr. is 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So like Garlic Jr. got a character after this BoJack. We think of Dr. Wheelo, he got an LR last year. We think of Lord Slug, he got a Dokkan Fest last year. We think of Turles, he got a Dokkan Fest post 7th anniversary. Again, the Cooler Worldwide, Janemba got a LR in 2021. You know, Janemba is another character that I think, you know, eventually we should be able to get a new Janemba. I think that would be really cool as well. I think Janemba deserves to eventually get a new card, but like again, compared to BoJack has been less represented, of course. Broly Worldwide, you know, like Beerus has gotten, you know, recent cards. Like again, we take a look here at Beerus. You got the banner unit. I guess Beerus hasn't gone too much. Like this guy, in fact, came out before, so that's a thing. I guess Golden Frieza again. We'll talk about Resurrection F, you know, but Golden Frieza could also get stuff. But like he's one of these villains that haven't gotten a character in a very long time. And I'm not gonna sit here and say BoJack is like the most exciting villain, but he has a pretty good villain link set. If we take a look here, as Thirst for Conquest and Big Bad Bosses, which are two really, really huge villain links right there. This Fierce Battle, and then like a Legendary Power. I mean, again, we could go ahead and show this guy. I mean, what if they super easy this character? That could be really interesting. Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Legendary Power, Fierce Battle. And then imagine like this character getting a super easy. That'd be nuts. Or again, Easy Joe BoJack. And again, a lot of these villains that are going to be coming out, I mean, could share a decent amount of links with him. Like Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. The cooler EZAs would love this guy, right? And it could even be, what I'm thinking like could be even an LR is like BoJack plus the BoJack squad, right? BoJack plus Galactic Warriors, where it's like, okay, maybe the Galactic Warriors are really good at like attack lower, debuffing, dodging, sealing, stunning, and then Bojack's like a slot one mega tank god character. Like that could be really cool. Maybe even like the Galactic Warriors have like a Ghost Usher active skill where they're holding down the enemy with their like energy nets, and then Bojack you can switch around, and then Bojack does a lot of damage, or Bojack could like kill Zangia. Like imagine he kills Zangia, you can't exchange anymore, but then he transforms into like full power Bojack, and then after he transforms into full power Bojack, he becomes like top 3 character in the game easily, but you sacrifice not being able to get the Ghost Usher and all the other mechanics, maybe in events that you don't need that. Like I think that could be a really interesting design with how Bojack is with the tag mechanic. They can make him very fun. Is what I was thinking when I was making this. I was like, actually, you know, like a tag Bojack squad character could be awesome if they do things right. And of course, Super Saiyan Gohan transforming into Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would be very cool. I mean, Gohan's gotten a decent amount of love, let's be fair, over the past few years. Like Gohan's been a part of a majority of the major celebrations since the 8th anniversary. No, I mean we had 8th anniversary, Kid Gohan, and before that it was the Cooler Worldwide, so it doesn't really count. But we had 8th anniversary Kid Gohan, we had the Future Saga Super Saiyan Gohan from the future, of course. Then we had Beast Gohan for the 9th anniversary. Then for that Worldwide 2024, we had this family Kamehameha Gohan. Then for 10th anniversary, we had Super Saiyan 2 Gohan here. Then EX part of the anniversary, we had this Gohan. Like Gohan just kind of, I mean, Omatsu loves Gohan, so how would it put it past Omatsu to release another Gohan character? Like, duh, that makes a lot of sense. Then I did bring up Resurrection F here. The reason why I actually wouldn't like Resurrection F as like a movie celebration is because I want Dragon Ball Super Arc Resurrection F to put Frieza on super bosses. Maybe because he's part of the DBS arc, he'll get big bad bosses. I kind of doubt it though. They don't like, besides Goku Black, like, or Fusion Zamasu, Dragon Ball Super villains don't have big bad bosses. Beerus doesn't have big bad bosses. Golden Frieza doesn't have big bad bosses. Again, Zamasu doesn't even have big bad bosses in most of his cards. The Hit doesn't have big bad bosses, of course, right? Jiren doesn't have big bad bosses. Very interesting. I mean, some of these characters realistically should just have big bad bosses anyways. That's just me. But maybe they could give Frieza an exception and give him big bad bosses like the Dragon Ball Super Arc variant of him. I think that would be really good. Put him on super bosses, make him a really good pairing with the World Saiyan Goku Black. Because again, super bosses is like the one team where I feel like out of post Global Dokkan campaign needs the most help. So if we could get a potential super bosses buff, I would rather have that than just doing the movie again. Because I'm like, we have multiple like representation of the movie variants of these characters. I think the anime variants could get some love too. Then I will say, expect us to visit Dragon Ball Super Superhero sooner than later. I would assume they might save this for anniversary, which makes sense to me again. I think like Transforming Beast, Standalone Orange Piccolo, Tag Gammas, Tag Gohan Piccolo. Like that feels like something that they would save for anniversary. Even over like Super Saiyan Bojack movie Gohan. A GBS Broly could probably fit in there, but you know, I think that if it was like comparing the two, like this is, it feels to me like this would be saved for anniversary, like superhero. Like I'm thinking like it doesn't even have to be next anniversary, but like imagine 12th anniversary. Like what they could realistically save all these superhero EZAs right here, all these 4 characters. I mean, they've saved this guy for how long? I mean, this guy EZA during the 8th anniversary. STR Bojack, when did he EZA? Was it with the Slug campaign, right? Let me take a look here at STR Bojack. Was it during the Slug campaign? November 5th, 2024. Let me double check. I don't remember when STR Bojack got his EZA. On the JP version, at least, like at the top of my head. I don't know why. Because I was thinking it has to be with Slug, right? No. Let me take a look here. Because this guy does lead movie bosses as well. When did you get your EZA? After Turles? Before Improbably? Wait. Because this guy EZA'd. Oh wait, no, this is the original release date. That's why. Updated date. That's better. He did EZA with Slug. I knew it. I was like, he EZA with Slug, didn't he? It just I had it set as the original release date rather than when they updated like for their EZA, so I was confused. But like, you know, this Turles EZA'd a whole year ago plus, and he was very, very recent. You know, they got Gogeta out of the way right away. These two characters EZA'd during the 9th anniversary. Like, a lot of these characters were kind of taken away during the 8th anniversary, 9th anniversary, even beyond that, earlier than that. So, like, they could hold on to these guys for an extra year. Wait for 12th anniversary, do superhero. Then we'll have 9th anniversary Beast Gohan and 9th anniversary Gamma 1 and 2. And then that would be a pretty fire anniversary. Like, they could save these four right here. That is what makes the most sense to me, if I'm gonna say anything. That's why I don't think superhero will be a part of it. But I mean, they could do whatever they want. I just think that there's so many movie hero kind of movies these days options that's kind of stacked around that they're gonna eventually do something. Like, if we're gonna make a prediction for the rest of the year, maybe that'll be my next video, like predicting the rest of the year releases. Like, we could say like a Frieza release, I think would make a lot of sense. I mean, what if they do, I like, think about an Android release. Like, what Android character needs a new character? Or like target Goku. But mostly like androids, I think would make a lot of sense to me. I guess, you know, like Android 18. Like an Android 18 Dokkan Fest. Make her lead Peppy Gals and androids, and then give her like different buffs depending on who's there. Maybe a tag 17 and 18 character. Like, what if part 1 is like tag 17 and 18, and then part 2 is like future tag 17 and 18? That would not be an exciting month for a lot of people. This mod of Vegeta, like, we got a new Trunks Dokkan Fest, right? I mean, Tech Pan. There's the Tech Bardock. Maybe we can get like, you know, this guy could easily during like a Namek celebration would make a lot of sense to me too. Like, they could do Frieza Saga. Leading up to Frieza Saga celebration, we get Tech Bardock. Then we get a bunch of these EZAs gathered up here. I think that makes a lot of sense too. But I would like want that to be Namek Saga rather than like, it would be like Countdown Tech Bardock EZAs. Part 1, we get Goku versus Frieza. We get some of those sub EZAs, maybe like the Kaioken Goku and the Final Form Frieza, things like that. Because there's no Namek Saga celebration EZAs around here. I mean, they could also even do the Saiyan Saga EZAs in a countdown, right? It could be Bardock and then both Raditz and Goku Piccolo, like all EZAing for a countdown leading up to Namek. Or like part 1, these guys drop with the banners. Then we get in part 2 some of these guys to EZA, and then these two. Like, that would be a fire celebration. But I don't know when they would do that. Like, Tanabata, like with Goku and Frieza, would they do that many EZAs? I don't know. Tanabata usually doesn't get that much EZAs, but I mean, this year they've gone out really hard, especially since they have Super EZAs. They don't feel like they have to worry about it anymore. Like, look at the Cell celebration, man. We had Goku Gohan, First Form Cell. Then we eventually also got Super Kaioken Goku Pikkon. These two got their EZAs as well. Like, that's a lot of EZAs that happened. 4 premium characters during just the April month is very unheard of, you know, because again, we look at this celebration, even we got 2 EZAs. Look at Golden Week, man. We got 3. Like, Golden Week didn't even get as many premium EZAs as the Cell month. Very funny. But I'm ending things here. I just felt like talking about this. Movies has a lot of potential in the future for Dokkan. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.